Living in the end, how to feel like your desire is already done. Most of us try to build a new life the same way we assemble furniture, one visible piece at a time, bolts and screws scattered everywhere, instructions half understood, hoping we don't ruin anything important. We push, grind, overthink, and constantly ask, how is this going to happen? When a result doesn't show up right away, we assume we did something wrong or that life is ignoring us. There's another way. Instead of wrestling with every little detail, you move straight to the outcome. You mentally skip ahead to the moment where your wish is already fulfilled, and you learn to live from that reality on the inside before it shows up on the outside. That is what it means to live in the end. You stop treating your desire like a distant future you're chasing and start relating to it as a present reality you're adjusting to. And when that inner shift becomes stable, your outer world begins to reorganize around it. In this article, we'll explore what the end actually means, how to build a short imaginal scene that implies your wish is fulfilled, concrete examples for money, love, health, and self confidence, a guided imagination exercise you can use anytime you want to step into the end. No special background is required, just a willingness to use the one power you already have, your imagination. 1. What the end really means. When people hear live in the end, they sometimes think it means pretending problems don't exist or acting like nothing bothers them. That's not it at all. The end is simply the state of already having what you want. It's that ordinary, almost casual moment that would be true after your desire has unfolded. Think about it like this. The end of getting a new job isn't the interview or the offer letter. It's that calm day weeks later when you're logged into your new email, joking with coworkers, and you casually mention, "Yeah, I really like it here." The end of finding a loving relationship isn't the first date. It's the quiet evening when you're on the couch together, laughing at something ridiculous, feeling safe in a way you used to only dream about. The end of overcoming a health challenge isn't the medical appointment. It's you going about your day, maybe walking up the stairs or going for a stroll, and noticing, wow, I feel good. I remember when this used to be hard. The end is not fireworks and grand gestures, it's that natural, of course, this is my life now feeling. When you live in the end, you're not forcing optimism. You are stepping into the identity of the person for whom this outcome is normal. You become the version of you who already has the job, already feels loved, already trusts their body, already believes in themselves. From that inner place, your decisions, habits, and emotional reactions begin to change, and those changes invite new experiences. 2. Why living in the end works. You don't have to believe in anything mystical to understand why this is powerful. Your brain and nervous system respond more to what you repeatedly imagine and feel than to one off events. Inner rehearsals shape your self concept, and your self concept quietly steers your behavior. When you habitually see yourself as broke and stuck, unlovable, fragile and sickly, shy or not enough, you unconsciously act in ways that confirm those identities. You overlook opportunities. You brace for rejection. You speak more softly than your truth. You accept less than you deserve because it matches how you see yourself. But when you begin to live in the end, you're gently rewriting this script. You're telling your mind and body, this is who we are now. This is what's normal for us. And your system responds. You feel a little braver making that call. You send the application. You set a boundary. You order a nourishing meal because someone who loves their body takes care of it. From the outside, it looks like you're just acting differently. On the inside, you're simply behaving in alignment with a new end. 3. How to build a short imaginal scene. Living in the end begins with a single scene, not a 2-hour movie, not a complex vision board of 200 things, one small, powerful mental snapshot that captures the essence of your fulfilled desire. Think of it as a 5 to 20-second clip you can replay at will. Here's how to build it step by step. Step 1. Choose one desire. Pick one area for now. You can always explore others later. For example, I have steady, enjoyable income. I am in a kind, loving relationship. My body feels strong and capable. I move through the world with quiet confidence. Make it specific enough that you can feel it, but not so detailed that you get lost in micromanagement. Step 2. Ask, what would be true after this is real? Instead of imagining the process, imagine the outcome is already done. Ask yourself, if this were already my reality, what simple moment would prove it to me? Some possibilities: sitting at your desk at a job you enjoy, hearing a coworker say, "We're so glad you joined the team." Looking at your phone and seeing a sweet, loving message from your partner. Walking up a flight of stairs and noticing how easy your breathing feels. Stepping away from a social gathering and thinking, "I handled that so naturally." You're not imagining the whole story, just a tiny slice of it that clearly implies your desire is real. Step 3, make it sensory and emotional. Close your eyes and step into that moment as if it's happening now. Ask, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I touching? What am I feeling emotionally? Maybe you feel the chair beneath you, the warmth of a mug in your hands, the sound of your friend's voice congratulating you, the subtle glow of pride in your chest. You don't need a high definition movie. Even a vague image plus a strong feeling can be enough. The key is that it feels like you in that moment, not some distant hypothetical you, but you as you are, simply in a different circumstance. Step 4, keep it short. Resist the urge to build a long, complicated fantasy. The more detailed and extended you make it, the harder it is to repeat and the easier it is to slip into someday energy. Aim for a short loop, 5 to 20 seconds. For example, a hug and "I'm so happy for you," a glance at your bank app and a breath of relief, a reflection in the mirror and a soft, genuine, "I like who I am becoming." Short scenes sink in deeper because you can replay them over and over without strain. Step 5, repeat, especially when drowsy. The best times to immerse yourself in this scene are as you fall asleep at night, when you first wake up before your mind fills with noise, any quiet moment when you naturally drift into daydreaming. Let the scene run on a gentle loop. Don't force it. Don't try hard. Just let yourself visit that end as if you're remembering something that already happened. 4. Examples. Living in the end for money, love, health, and self-confidence. To make this real, let's walk through 4 common themes and what the end might look like in each. A. Money, from scarcity to stability. The old story. I never have enough. Something always comes up. I can't get ahead. Living in the end, you imagine yourself as someone for whom stability is normal. Possible end scenes. You're at a cafe, paying for your drink without flinching, and you casually think, "I love how relaxed I feel about money now." You check your bank account and see a comfortable balance. You exhale and feel a wave of quiet gratitude. A friend says, "You seem so much more at ease lately. Things going better?" And you smile and nod. Notice how ordinary these moments are. No lottery wins, no fireworks, just the everyday life of someone who is provided for. When you live in this end, you're less likely to make panic decisions. You spot useful opportunities instead of assuming nothing ever works. You naturally treat yourself as someone worthy of being paid well. B. Love. From searching to being cherished. The old story. No one really chooses me. Something always goes wrong. I'm too much or not enough. Living in the end. You imagine being loved as your new normal. Possible end scenes. You and your partner are cooking dinner together, bumping into each other in that comfortable, silly way couples do, and you suddenly think, "This is what I always wanted." You glance at your phone and see a sweet check-in text. "Thinking of you, how's your day?" And your heart feels warm, not surprised. You're lying in bed hearing, "I love you, I'm glad you're here," and you feel deeply safe. Again, this is not about forcing a specific person to behave a certain way. It's about occupying the state of being cherished, supported, and valued. From that inner end, you're more likely to set healthy boundaries. You're less likely to chase or overgive. You naturally feel worthy of reciprocity and kindness. C. Health, from fragility to strength. Important note: imagination is not a substitute for professional medical care. See it as support for your nervous system and outlook, not as a replacement for appropriate treatment. The old story. My body betrays me. I'm broken. I can't trust how I feel. Living in the end. You imagine yourself as someone who inhabits their body with trust and appreciation. Possible end scenes. You're walking outside, feeling the breeze on your face, and you realize, "I feel good. I used to dream of this." You receive a message from a loved one saying, "I'm so happy you're doing better," and you feel the truth of it in your bones. You stretch in the morning and notice ease instead of pain with a wave of gratitude. Living in this end doesn't mean you ignore symptoms or skip care. It means your dominant inner story is, my body is on my side. I am moving toward wholeness rather than something is always going wrong. D. Self confidence. From self doubt to quiet inner authority. The old story, I always mess things up. I'm awkward. People don't take me seriously. Living in the end, you imagine yourself as someone who moves through the world with grounded confidence. Possible end scenes, you finish a presentation and hear, that was really clear, great job. And you accept the compliment without downplaying it. You're in a social situation, laughing and speaking freely, and you realize, I'm actually enjoying this, I'm not trapped in my head. You try something new, like posting a project or sharing an idea, and you feel proud of yourself simply for showing up. From this end, you're less paralyzed by the fear of embarrassment. You're more willing to take risks aligned with your values. You start treating your opinions, talents, and feelings as worthy of space. 5. Guided imagination. A friend congratulates you. Let's walk through a simple, powerful exercise together. If you're in a safe, comfortable place, you can do this now. If not, read it once and return to it later when you can close your eyes for a few minutes. Step 1. Choose your desire. Pick one area from earlier: money, love, health, or self confidence. Whichever feels most alive for you right now. Name it in your mind. I want steady, supportive income. I want a loving, healthy relationship. I want to feel well in my body. I want to trust myself and show up confidently. Step 2. Sit comfortably. Find a position where your body can relax. Feet on the floor or legs gently crossed. Hands resting loosely in your lap. Spine supported but not rigid. Take a slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Step 3. Closing your eyes. If it feels safe, close your eyes. Imagine you are meeting a close friend, someone who genuinely wants the best for you. They know what you've been working toward. They've seen your struggles and your hopes. You're seeing them in a setting that feels natural for you, maybe a cafe, a park, your living room, or a favorite restaurant. Step 4. The moment of congratulations. In your mind, let the scene unfold. You greet each other. There might be a hug, a handshake, or just a warm smile. Your friend looks at you with genuine excitement and says, I am so happy for you. You did it. I knew this would work out for you. Now fill in what they're congratulating you for. If it's money, they might say, I heard about your new job. That's amazing. You must feel so relieved and proud. If it's love, you seem so happy and secure now. I'm really glad you found someone who treats you well. If it's health, you look great. I can tell you're feeling better. I'm so happy this turned around for you. If it's self confidence, I saw your talk video post. You were incredible. You sounded so sure of yourself. Let their words be specific to your desire, but keep the overall scene simple. Step 5. Feel the impact. As your friend speaks, notice how your body reacts. Do you feel warmth in your chest, relief in your shoulders, a soft smile on your face, maybe even a little disbelief turning into acceptance? Allow yourself to feel the emotion that would naturally arise if this conversation were truly happening after your desire was fulfilled. This is not performance. You're not forcing yourself to feel ecstatic. Just allow whatever gentle, authentic sense of, yes, this is it, to arise. Step 6. Loop it gently. Let the scene play out for a few seconds. You hear the words, you feel the hug or see the smile. You say something like, thank you, it really does feel good, or simply, I know, I'm so grateful. Then, if you like, let the scene fade and replay it once more from the moment of congratulations. Like a favorite memory, you can visit it as often as you want. Step 7. Open your eyes slowly. When you're ready, take another slow breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently open your eyes and look around the room. Notice that even though you were just imagining, something in you feels a little different, maybe softer, more hopeful, more grounded. That inner shift is living in the end. You just practiced being the version of yourself for whom the desire is already real. 6. Bringing living in the end into daily life. You don't have to spend hours in meditation to make this real. Small, consistent shifts are what matter. Here are some simple ways to live in the end throughout your day. 1. Micro check ins. A few times a day, pause and ask, If my desire were already done, how would I stand, speak, respond right now? You don't have to overhaul your whole personality, just adjust 1 degree. Maybe you drop your shoulders, maybe you speak a little more clearly, maybe you make a slightly braver choice. 2. Choose the story on repeat. You'll catch your mind wanting to replay old narratives. It never works. People don't change. I'm always stuck. When you notice this, don't scold yourself. Just gently swap in a new internal line that matches your end. Things are shifting for me. I'm becoming someone who, this is working out in ways I can't see yet. You're not denying your feelings. You're choosing which story gets more airtime. 3. Treat yourself like the already version. Ask yourself, if I truly believed this was already my life, how would I treat myself today? Maybe you. Go to bed a little earlier. Eat something that actually nourishes you. Send that email you've been avoiding. Say no to something that drains you. These are small, grounded ways of embodying the end. 4. Respond differently to setbacks. Living in the end doesn't mean obstacles vanish overnight, but your relationship to them changes. When something goes wrong, you might say to yourself, interesting, this is part of the path, not the end of the story. If I truly believed it was already done, I wouldn't panic over this moment. You still feel your feelings, you still make practical decisions, but you do so from the stance of someone who believes in their destination, not someone who thinks every bump means game over. 7. You don't have to earn the ending. One of the most beautiful parts of living in the end is this: you stop treating your desire like something you must earn through suffering. You don't have to prove you're worthy by burning out. Punish yourself for old mistakes. Wait until you are perfect to let yourself imagine a kinder reality. You are allowed right now to visit the version of you who already has enough love, health, self respect. You're allowed to make that your inner home, even if your current outer circumstances haven't caught up yet. And no, this isn't delusion. Delusion is insisting nothing can ever change despite mountains of evidence that people evolve, situations shift, and new possibilities appear all the time. Choosing to live in the end is choosing to cooperate with that possibility instead of arguing against it. 8. A gentle invitation. You don't have to nail this perfectly. You don't have to banish every doubt or monitor every thought. Start small, pick one desire, build one end scene, let one imaginary conversation of congratulations sink into your body. Visit it before sleep, touch it briefly during the day, let it become familiar, like a favorite song you hum under your breath. As you do, notice the subtle shifts, a little more courage in your actions, a little more softness toward yourself, a little more willingness to believe that good things are allowed to stick around. Living in the end isn't about escaping your life. It's about deciding from the inside out what kind of life you'll allow yourself to call home, and then gently, steadily, letting everything else rearrange to match. 9. What if I'm bad at visualizing? A common worry is, I can't see anything in my mind. I must be doing this wrong. Good news, you don't need movie level visuals for this to work. Some people are very visual internally, others are more tuned into sound, touch, or emotion. All of those are valid ways to imagine. If clear pictures don't come easily, try this. Focus on sound. Hear your friend's voice saying, I'm so happy for you. Focus on touch. Imagine the feeling of a hug, a handshake, or the weight of your phone in your hand as you read good news. Focus on emotion. Let your chest soften, your breath deepen, your shoulders relax, as if something wonderful has already worked out. Focus on simple words. Silently repeat a short phrase that feels like the end, such as, it's done, this is my life now, or I'm so grateful this is real. You're not graded on how vivid your mental images are. What matters is the inner shift, the sense that, for a moment, you've stepped out of chasing your desire and into having it. Another worry is, I always fall asleep when I try this at night. That's actually a good thing. Drifting off while gently inhabiting your end allows that state to sink deeper into your subconscious. So if you only manage a few seconds before dozing off, only feel a whisper of the emotion you want, only catch a rough outline of the scene, that's okay. Trust the repetition, trust the softness. Living in the end is less about controlling your mind like a drill sergeant and more about repeatedly choosing, with kindness, this is who I am now. This is the life I'm allowing myself to live. Let the pictures be imperfect. Let the feeling grow over time. What you practice inside, your life learns to echo.